What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing well. So as you can see, we got a new toy, and today we're gonna do a quick review on it. So this is the CVT Cascadia Vehicle Tents Mount Rainier. The Mount Rainier can hold 3+ people, and we got this because we wanted to make sure we had enough room for ourselves, Katie and I and our dog, and just have comfortable room inside the tent for us to be able to just kind of enjoy our time. The tent from side to side is about 6 feet, so I have a 6-foot truck bed, so it barely fits right on the rack of the truck bed. Now I'm going to put the stats on the screen regarding the tent material. Now when I do feel it, it is definitely it's a strong material. We go 4-season camping, car camping and backpacking, and all those tents that we use, I mean, it pales in comparison to the material on this tent. So the Mount Rainier comes with this is the extended version, which means this awning comes out past the ladder, and as you can see, the ladder goes from the tent, and I'll do an interior tour in a little bit, but it comes down from inside and it's all covered. Also, the Mount Rainier, the Pioneer Series version, comes with an annex, so we just hooked up the annex. It is hooked on to the top of the tent via the zipper. And the tent, the extended version, has windows on 3 sides. I say 3 sides because the side with the ladder is covered by the extension awning, so you do have light sources from 3 different sides of the tent, as well as the inside top section, which I'll show you in a second. Now the inner tent is made of polycotton canvas type of material, which is very strong. You'll see this kind of material in like your Kodiak canvas tents. The rainfly is a nylon type of material, but it is a very, very durable and strong feeling polyester or nylon. I will put that on the screen once I get that information. Now this tent does come with tie out lines in the corner of the tent on the outside, and that's so that you can guy out your lines and keep it a little more sturdy. But as you can see, it's like a shooting quarry, so the ground is all just rocks, so we didn't hammer that in. Also, because I have it mounted on a truck bed on a relatively lower bed rack, the awning does kind of extend out to the sides because it is a little bit too long. It does come with the interior floor, which is made of very strong rubber. I did not put that in for the sake of just leaving this out on this review. Now the rainfly it's tied to the inner tent on 11 different points with these straps. So it is held really well into the tent. And as you can see over there, that is one of the ventilation holes. There is mesh underneath it for bugs. As you can see, that's the other mesh ventilation hole. Now in the annex, there's 4 openings. The 3 openings here, they do come with, I just rolled and tucked this up, but it does come with the outer side and then the mesh, and that's the same for here too as well. And then as you can see, I did roll up the mesh for the sake of entry. And then this one, I have it zipped up just for reference. And the 4th point is in the back towards the vehicle, but this zipper pretty much goes from one end to the other end. And as you can see, it does not have the mesh on the other side, and I believe it's just because it's not necessary. Now the Pioneer Series does come with this ladder, but this ladder is actually, it locks into place at a longer point, so the ladder would actually be longer when we first got it. So what I had to do was I had to basically drill holes on the other side of these notches so that it would stop at this place, because they do recommend about a 35-degree angle, 30 or 35-degree angle. And in order for me to achieve that, I did have to drill holes right here for it to lock in place, because this one, as you can see, this is how you loosen the ladder, and this is how you lock it in place. Now let's check out the inside. Now I'm 5'11", and just for reference, there's plenty of room for me. Now, the dimensions of this ground floor is basically 6 foot by 8 feet. 6 feet would be the side to side for us. And then from that door to this door, or this window, is 8 feet. Now, this tent does come with a 2.5-inch foam mattress. On our first night of sleeping, it was pretty comfortable. Definitely got a good, comfortable rest. And then what we did was we put this 1/2 of a sleeping bag. This is a dual sleeping bag. It's about a queen size, I believe. So we just leave this one in here and we fold it up. When we do put the top portion of the sleeping bag on here, we notice that it's harder to fold and just kind of clamp down, so we decided to just put half. As you can see, we got the mesh here on this side, and then I did roll up the wall right here. So basically on all 3 sides of this tent, we could take down the doors, or actually the enclosures, to prevent any kind of rain or moisture from coming in if it does rain sideways. As you can see, that is the ventilation. As you can see, there's mesh right there. And then we do have a couple of pockets on each side. A good decent amount. And there are zippers to unzip the mesh as well if you need to be able to just go through the window. Now, one of my favorite parts in this tent is this skylight. Now, as you can see, I rolled it up, but you can't unroll it and completely close it out so that there is no light getting through the top. The cool thing about this one is that the inner tent has the skylight, which is a mesh, and then the rainfly also has a see-through, kind of like almost a rubber type of see-through window, so that, you know, at night if you want to stargaze or whatnot, you can do that as well. But I did notice that because of the material, it is kind of hard to see it clearly. It's not a very clear window. Okay, so to talk about some of the pros and cons of the tent. The pros, it's fairly easy to set up. Once you get to camp, you just unfold it and set it in place. The only time you might run into some issues with the setup is trying to add the annex to the tent. Putting the poles in is relatively easy once you get it down. And one other thing I see is maybe if you need to level your car to make it completely flat, that might be a little tricky situation as well. Other pros is that the material is very strong. I have good confidence in knowing that if there is a windstorm or thunderstorm, rainstorm, hailstorm, snowstorm, I think we'll be relatively safe in here. The other pro is that you are pretty much up off the ground. I know that some people see that as a luxury. I would agree. The other pro is that there is a mattress inside. You don't need to blow up an air mattress or carry a separate mattress, and we can also put like part of a sleeping bag and maybe like a down comforter in there and just fold it up as well. So we don't need to worry about needing extra space for those items. The other pro is that there is relatively ample room inside the annex. Let's say if the weather's pretty bad outside and we just need some shelter, but we don't want to be laying down, we can pretty much put up our chairs in here and just kind of chill inside the annex. And I'm sure there will be future videos where we will do exactly that during adverse weather. Another pro is that we did get this for 4 seasons, because as you've seen on other videos, we like to go outdoors pretty much all 4 seasons. So we needed something that can handle that and deal with that very well. And you know, we like to go just wherever we can, wherever this truck will take us, and we believe this tent is very capable of us having to be able to do that. And we can also set this tent up in the rain potentially, or in the snow, whereas a ground tent, it can be kind of tricky with that as well. Now, room for improvement that I have noticed in this tent is that there are about 5 different entry points, possible entry points for bugs. The first one is right here, where we've clamped the tightening rod for the awning. Right here on the hinge, there's this flap which you got to put down to kind of cover, and then there's also a flap on the outside. But as you can see, there's still this hole here. So basically, even with the outside flap pretty much held tight, it's held by Velcro, and then the inside flap rolled down. I can still see an entry point right here for potential mosquitoes to come in. And that's the same way for this other side right here as well. So even if we try to clamp this down shut completely, there's still a tiny hole over there. The other two potential entry points are where this awning pole is. Because over here it hooks up into like a holding placement rod over here. So there's this flap that's attached to the inside that you can kind of use to plug up this hole. But as you can see, it's not completely fully covered. So there is still possibility for entry. And it comes from right there. So if you did enjoy this video, if it was informative enough, please feel free to subscribe and like the video. We do have a couple of short trips coming up, and we do have a pretty decent road trip coming up as well. I'm pretty excited about that we're going to involve this heavily into. It might be like a 3-part video, so stay tuned for that as well. And I thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Take care, everyone.